Hey everybody, welcome to our weekend check-in video for Psych 5 Social Psychology for Saturday, March 25th. Just going to go over a few reminders like I always do, so let's get started. First up there, I have posted the scores for Exam 3, so definitely take a look at that. Apologies for the delay, but there were some glitches that I had to work out before I could be confident that it was okay to post all the scores. I usually post them right away, but it was just a delay this time, and it hopefully won't happen again. There is no quiz nor discussion due this week. You know, in exam weeks, I don't usually have you do anything like that, so that was all you had to do this week. Next up here is that your Unit 4 opened up on Tuesday of this week. It covers chapters 9, 10, 11, which are really, to me, some of the meat and potatoes content in psychology, social influence, relationships, prejudice, discrimination, and stereotyping, all the really great stuff to learn about. So definitely enjoy that content. Your first chapter in this section, chapter 9, that quiz and discussion is due next Friday on the 31st, and don't forget that time differential. The discussion is due at 9 p.m. The quiz is due a bit later at 11:59 p.m. And certainly work ahead. You can knock out your quizzes, your discussions, your inquisitives there. Don't be afraid to go ahead and just knock all those out to get them done. And remember, with your inquisitives, you can keep on trying to answer the questions and raise your score. So if you don't do so hot the first time, go back in and try again. It will allow you to try to raise your score. The only thing that would stop you from doing that is if the final deadline for submission has been reached, and then it won't allow you to keep raising your score. Next up here, coming up fairly soon, your final literature review paper is due on Monday, April 10th, so it's a few weeks out there still. That's the initial deadline, but there's up to 72 hours you can submit late, as you'll see at the bottom of the instructions and in the submission area. So Thursday, April 13th is the last day, but please don't do it on that last day because you're going to lose points there because there are deductions for late submissions. Remember, the APA Literature Review module is found underneath Unit 5 of our course material on our course page. So scroll down past Unit 5. Underneath that, you'll see the dedicated APA module. You want to open up the instructions for Component 2, which details what you need to do for the final literature review paper. At the very top, there's a little how-to video, just like you saw for the Part 1 of the paper. Watch that video there. It's about 10 minutes long. I show and tell you what you need to do and what you need to know and screenshots, etc. It will really help you out, so check it out. And right below that video link, there is a file that's embedded there called Instructions and Checklist. Make sure you review both of those carefully. The instructions actually detail a lot of things you need to know, including embedded links to a sample title page, an abstract page, and a completed sample APA-style literature review paper. It's always great to have a sample to look at. All that's from that OWL, the OWL, the Online Writing Lab, so I put that there to help you out, so check it out. Also, as part of that same file, do take a look at that checklist information. It's just kind of a list of bullet points there, things you do want to have in your paper and things you don't want to have in your paper, so it'll really do well for you if you just take some time to look at that so you don't have to mop things up after you've already written your paper with some major mistakes in it there. Don't forget, as you'll read in the instruction file and also in the instructions in the APA module, your paper must be 4 full pages of literature review content. That's where you're going to present something about every one of your 5 references, and that must be 4 full pages. So not 3 1/4 and not 3 1/2. So at least 4 minimum. You can do more if you like, of course, but at least 4. And you also have to include a title page, an abstract page, and a page of references. So it's 7 pages altogether, but 4 pages are the heart of literature review, kind of the meat and potatoes of what you're going to submit. And you will see, like for Part 1, there is a dedicated submission area. It's labeled submission area there, so that's right below the instructions for the final paper. So make sure you upload your file there, and it must be in Microsoft Word. You can't submit PDFs or Google Docs or things like that. It must be in Word, and it will be analyzed by that plagiarism detection tool. Turn it in, so make sure you're submitting your own original work. Okay. And also, make sure that you write about the literature you found, not unlike what you would find in a textbook. If there was a little section in a textbook written on your topic there, this is not an autobiographical report. This is not a book report. This is not or detail of your personal experiences and anecdotes related to your topic. It must be a report on what the literature has found. A little bit of personal detail about, well, I've had a situation that illustrates this, etc. That's okay, but I don't want to see a lot of personal anecdotes and biographical information and then just a little of the research, because it's supposed to be about the research you found, and a little bit else is okay, but not a lot. And do make sure you cite all 5 of your references, as I said earlier, and don't cite sources you don't have in your list of references. And if you find as you're writing you need to add references or remove some of the ones that you had, you're welcome to do that. You are not married to that original list of 5 references. Change things up. That's part of the writing process. You can add some references. You can switch them out. Just make sure they're academic peer-reviewed research articles, at least 5 of those, and you're good to go. All right, that's everything I wanted to say. So if you got any questions, please reach out via email on Canvas. Otherwise, have a great weekend. I will see you in those lecture videos. So take care until then. All right, bye-bye.